Someone is dressing up as Batman. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, but that guy's gonna get himself beat up.
He's tough. He's Batman.
Hey, welcome to Front Seat Gamer, episode 47. I'm Nick. I'm here with Saveun.
Yep.
And Blake.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Good. Well, no news report this week. No, I'm kidding. So we got some stuff happened this week. Red Dead Redemption 2 announced and trailered.
We got Nintendo.
Nintendo Switch announced and trailered.
Yep.
Anything else announced and trailered?
Announced and trailered? I don't know.
There was a Logan trailer, but that's not really video games.
Dude, that looks cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm into that.
I don't know what that is.
It has
he's an X-Man, the Wolverine guy.
X-Man.
Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
He's
who
the
he is.
Wolverine.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they were making another. So they're making another Wolverine movie, but they're not calling it Wolverine.
No, they're calling it Logan. And so it's supposed to be
is it Hugh
based
Jackman?
on. It's supposed to be based on. There's a comic series called Old Man Logan,
Right.
and it's set like way in the future, when it's a bit of a Mad Max world.
Right.
And it looks like it's a little bit like that. Not quite though, but
Is it Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
But this is like he's saying this is his final run as Wolverine.
Well, he's been doing it for like what, 15 years?
Oh, yeah,
something like
ages,
that.
ages.
I mean, it's so funny if you look at Wolverine in the first X-Men movie, and then you look at Wolverine in like the most recent one. He's way more buff now than he ever
funny.
was.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Anyway, so this is a podcast about video games. And Civ 6 came out this week.
Oh yeah. I haven't
Civilization 6.
I haven't played that, but I've been talking to Carl about it. Last time I talked to Carl, it wasn't out yet, but
Yeah, he played a bit.
Yeah.
Carl, one of the game designers at GGG, he played 50 turns of it morning of, and said it's pretty good.
yeah, it looks cool. I heard people criticizing that it looked very like a more cartoony kind of look. But
when people start complaining about the visuals of a Civ game, I don't care anymore. I don't.
I think it's fine,
You're missing the point of Civilization if you're complaining about the visuals.
Do those games ever change much?
Yes.
Design-wise? Yeah.
Well, so for example, they went from squares to hexes. That was a huge change, right?
It's been hexes for a while.
No, there's only the second game. It's
5 was the first one that used hexes.
Okay.
They also got rid of stacking.
Yep, unit stacking is gone.
Yeah.
This one actually introduces districts. You build a city, and normally when you're building a city, the city is just on a hex, and all of the like sort of city upgrades are all sort of maintained on that hex. And they have visual representations around the city, and they can modify the tiles around the city, but really it's all happening on the one hex. In Civ 6, you choose where to place your districts around the city, and you only have limited space, so you have to actually kind of be careful about how you build each city, which is, interesting. And also, because these things are actually on hexes, you can do things to the hexes.
That it's very much like how Endless Legend was with their city building stuff.
Yes, I've heard.
Yeah.
I've heard something like that. Yeah.
It makes me wonder if they just sort of took that idea, or if I don't know, that just seemed like a natural way to go.
Have you played Endless Legend?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I've heard very good things.
It's really good. I mean, talking about art style, man, that art style, it's like the Game of Thrones intro. It looks so freaking cool.
Yep. Okay. Well, I should get that.
Yeah,
I should put that on my.
And there's like a million DLCs for it now.
I've lost interest. You say that like it's a selling point.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and you could pay way more than you need to.
Well, you could. Okay. I mean, you don't have to.
So, what do you think about DLC?
I can't make blanket statements. What's an example of DLC?
Horse armor.
Horse armor?
Oh, that's
at what price?
That was actually, I think that was like $2 or whatever, right? That was one of the very first ever console DLC things was the Oblivion horse armor, and it was really cheap by today's standards, and there was a huge hubbub about it.
Yeah, people would easily pay that for cosmetic thing.
Yeah.
In a Skyrim or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how rapidly that was only what 10 years ago.
Yeah, probably.
Only 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10,
10.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, think about
it. Was.
The face of game economics has changed in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
That was the very first major DLC.
Even in the last 5 years, on mobile, Angry Birds or whatever was like the 99-cent app. That was how you made all your money, and then slowly, freemium and microtransactions crept in, and now that's just the standard.
You don't see very much anymore is 99-cent apps. You still see paid apps, but they're not 99 cents anymore. They're like $5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
And it's funny because $5 mobile almost feels like a different currency.
Yeah, it's like I'm not gonna spend $5. It's you
$5.
crazy? So what if I get 20 hours of enjoyment out of it?
Yeah, it's like I'll go and get a coffee and think about it. Yeah. How much is that coffee?
$5.50.
What do you think about the I guess we touched on this last week, but the Ark early access and coming out with DLC.
What do I think of it?
Yeah.
Jeez, I would not. That's not a game I would purchase ever. What do you think of it?
I think it's. I don't like it.
What if
I'm not a fan?
What if you could drive a car in it?
I still wouldn't be interested.
What if you could?
The game looks like crap.
What if you could kill a prostitute in it?
How does that prostitute look? No,
like a dinosaur.
It's
like a velociraptor
covered in scales.
No,
teeth.
That game looked really bad. I remember that first screenshot you sent me. It looked horrible.
I thought it looked great.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I think maybe you have a much higher bar.
Dude,
I think
I've still got that image somewhere.
Yeah.
Aesthetics is very important to you, Saveun.
I think it's important to a lot of people.
What do you think about Civilization?
The cinematic or the game?
The game.
I haven't actually seen the game.
Have you ever played any of the Civilization games?
Yep.
What do you think of them?
They look okay. But
does the way they look does that matter to you?
No, the gameplay is actually a thing I'm turned off by.
Well, wow, okay.
Well, I mean, it's a different style of game.
Yeah, it's like a 50-hour commitment game.
Yeah.
So,
dude, I was playing it. I think Civ 5. They have a game length called Marathon, where everything takes like 5 times longer.
Yeah.
So that's the one I would play.
Who has that kind of time?
This guy.
Yeah.
So what I kind of like about it's not everything takes that much longer. I think it's basically construction and resources.
Yeah, there is
but I mean combat I think still happen movement.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because then every unit becomes much more important.
Yeah, that's why I started using that, because in a normal game you get to a point where you've got tons of spearmen, but you've very quickly gone on to gun dudes,
Right.
So you end up with all these old units lying around, and they never really get used all that much, or at least
you can bring them back and upgrade them.
Yeah, I guess some of them you can't though. Some of them you can only upgrade them so far, and then that's it.
That's true.
You got stuck with, you can upgrade them all the way to I don't know, musket dudes or something, but then they can't go any further or whatever.
I find I hit a point where I'm creating a unit every 2 turns or whatever from each base, and then it's I can, unless my opponent is also matching my rate of construction.
Yeah.
I'll steamroll over them, and if they are matching, it's just a stalemate. So what in the marathon versions, it becomes a case of I have to actually manage the life of every individual unit.
Yeah.
And, rest this turn, and then next turn go into get the kill. And
I got into a crazy thing in the last game I played where I became so rich as a empire that I was going around to the smaller empires and buying their cities, and I was just buying other empires. That's great. I was like, fantastic. It's like a hostile takeover. Yeah. It's a passive aggressive takeover. It's great. And they're happy because they're like, oh, you're giving me all this money, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I'll take your territory. That's awesome. All right, so let's talk about the news. Normally we talk about what we've been playing, but
I haven't been playing much.
Yeah,
I was playing some Battlefield 1.
Oh, well, let's talk about that real quick.
No, there's nothing really to talk about. Well, it looks great.
Yeah.
It's a first-person shooter.
Are there planes?
There are planes, yeah.
Have you
I actually
crashed
played the dogfighting thing.
Oh, wow, okay.
Last night. Yeah, it's good. You're right there.
I hit
Were you playing it with a team? Or with friends?
Not the campaign. No.
Oh, okay.
I haven't actually played multiplayer yet.
Okay, because Yeah, I saw a headline. I didn't read the article, but it said that like Battlefield 1 has really like done their single player campaign like perfectly or something.
Yes, I have a friend on Facebook who said the single player campaign was fantastic.
Yeah, okay. It's okay. I never really got too much into story, but
Right.
you play these missions, they give you a pretty good taste of whatever they're doing.
Sure, but I mean, are they well designed? Like, do they feel?
I haven't played enough of them,
Okay.
so I probably can't comment. But I did play the dogfighting one. The flying mechanics is garbage on a mouse and keyboard.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's fine. Geez, what else? The shooting, the trenches just feel really good. Tanks and stuff like that. Destructible environments. Huge fan of that.
How much of it is destructible?
A lot of it, especially when you're a tank, you can just like drive through buildings and stuff.
Oh man, that's so cool.
That's really cool.
How many people are in a multiplayer match?
I think about 150 on each side.
Wow. So,
That's pretty
do
awesome.
you remember?
But I haven't played it,
Right.
like apart from that beta weekend.
Okay. So there was, I don't know if you remember, back in 2009, maybe start 2010. No, I think around 2000. A game called Mag came out, which its whole thing. This is
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Massive action game.
Yes, PlayStation 3. This was by the people who made the SOCOM series, and their whole thing was like you can have 100 people. Maybe it might have even gone up to 200. I don't exactly remember.
It was massive.
Yeah, apparently
And
it was
action.
massive, full of action, and you can
And
play
it was
it.
a game.
I played. It was like the first game I think I reviewed for the website I was working for at the time, and it was like one of the AAA like showing off at every E3 for the last 3 years, and people like fanboys were pretty fervent about this game being a major title, and I didn't really like it, and I gave it sort of a middling score, and I said there are these design problems. And one of the biggest problems were with that many people, it's very hard to feel like you are doing anything of worth.
Yep.
And it's also very difficult to stay alive for like more than 10 seconds. And you still have to play those games much more cautiously, and you have to play much more defensively. Otherwise, literally, you spawn, you take 5 steps, you die. You spawn, you take 5 steps, you die. And in that game, you had spawn points sort of like far away from the action, so you'd spawn and then you'd run for a while, and then you'd get to the action, you'd have maybe 3 shots off, and then you'd die.
Yeah.
But I think in Battlefield, you choose where you spawn, which means you spawn like right in the middle of the fight most of the time.
Wait, what? In Meg?
Yeah, no. In Battlefield, right? Because you can choose. Oh, I can. There's a capture point there under assault, and I can spawn near it.
Yeah, you could. Well, you have selection.
Right. So, how long do you stay alive in that game?
I guess it depends how you're playing it.
Right.
But yeah, you'd probably want to go out with your team and give them backup.
Sure, but do you feel like anything you're doing is of worth to the team, broadly speaking?
When I was playing, yeah, I wouldn't really stay alive for longer than a minute.
Yeah.
But when I did get a kill, it felt fantastic.
Okay.
Man, it was cool just to be with mates running around a battlefield
Sure,
together. Capturing waypoints or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it was pretty fun in that way.
Cool. It's interesting.
But also it like Mag was like did it have anything else going for it apart from a lot of people in the same game?
There was like a meta progression component. There were like factions. There's some other stuff, but the factions was like hugely flawed.
Like Battlefield's got vehicles, airplanes.
Yeah.
You've got destructible environments.
I feel like there were. I don't think there were vehicles, but there were like turrets and stuff you could mount. I didn't like Mag though.
Okay.
there was some stuff. Yeah, there's some stuff. Nothing amazing. Oh, maybe there were vehicles. Anyway, point is, I don't think it's interesting because like you have a game like Battlefield, which is going towards the huge scale, lots of players, and then you've got Overwatch, which is hugely successful, and you can't get more than 12 people in a game. So it's like that's very small by most first-person shooter standards. It's interesting that they've gone. There's like 2 directions at the moment. There's like small squads and massive armies.
There are different game modes in Battlefield as well.
Sure. Okay.
Nothing like Overwatch, of course.
Right.
That was always the draw for Battlefield, though, was the giant, massive
Yeah.
army. You were just one man in an army.
Yep.
And the Levolution, or whatever the hell they called it in that Battlefield 4.
Oh, jeez. Oh, where the
A tsunami would come in and it was
yeah,
completely
the
different.
Battlefield changes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Levolution. Oh, my God.
I think that's what they called it.
That's up there with Drivatar.
What is that from?
That was for a couple E3s ago. There was like some car game that, and you had like this
Familiar.
avatar.
Is that
that was your car that was like
Ubisoft
carrying
game?
across from all these.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like your online presence.
Yeah.
For this game was called a Drivatar.
That makes me sad.
Yeah.
They probably copyrighted that as well.
Yeah, they probably
Trademarked that.
did. Yeah. Well, it's a hot name.
I tell you,
blown
everybody.
up.
10 years from now, everyone's going to be saying Drivatar.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna overtake the whole world, the whole word avatar completely.
So, would you recommend getting Battlefield 1?
If you like Battlefield games, sure.
Okay, cool.
If you like it, you should get it.
I'm on it because mates are playing it.
Yeah.
That's really the only reason I'm playing it. And it looks pretty cool. Like probably one of the best looking games. You know, it's up there with The Order and Uncharted right now.
The Order's still up there, huh?
Yeah, fuck.
Well,
shit, yeah.
graphic wise, yeah. I mean, that's the only thing that Order had going for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's how I rate
Yeah.
games, Nick.
I mean, they were using ZBrush on matchsticks, man.
Yep.
Like that's a level of detail that's insane.
Yeah, buddy. You want to talk about your Nintendos?
Yeah, let's talk. Well, yes, let's talk about Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
Okay, so it was the Nintendo NX. A few months ago, maybe a year ago, however long it was ago, I had predicted it was going to be a phone, like a mobile phone.
Right.
I was wrong, but it wasn't that far
It has
off.
mobile. It's mobile.
Yeah, it's more like a tablet.
Yeah.
But or I don't know. Does it have a touchscreen? No one knows yet.
Yeah. No one knows yet.
What do you think of it? Just based on the 3-minute trailer everyone's seen. I should probably explain if you haven't seen it yet.
Oh, sure.
If you haven't seen it, first of all, Google Nintendo Switch and just see it. But it's basically a screen with two. It looks like a super wide.
It looks like a Wii U if you were to cut off the controller parts.
Well, but then you
can cut off the controller parts.
can slide in and lock in.
Can you?
Yeah.
So it looks like an iPad with a controller on either side,
Mm-hmm.
like a joystick and some buttons. But the controller's bits come off, and you can clip it into like a thing at your home and hook it up to your TV.
Yeah.
And play like the same games on your TV as
Like,
you're doing on the plane.
I like that idea that you can just dock it to, this dock, and
Yep.
and you just then play it on your TV as like it's a normal thing, and then when you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to bed now, and then you just undock it and take it with you, and it just keeps playing.
Yep.
Wait, you've got to
like
actually change your controller first, and then you can.
Oh
take it
yeah,
with
well
you.
I mean you got to like take your controller and then
Yep.
take that apart and then clip it onto the sides and then take the tablet out with it.
Yep.
And then you can sit there and play it, which is kind of cool. But I also wonder, like, because it was showing, I guess Nintendo games have never been like graphic powerhouses, right? But it was showing that new Skyrim, right?
Was it?
Yeah.
showing
The
Skyrim.
trailer did show the new Skyrim.
Okay.
And
You keep saying new Skyrim.
The-
Skyrim. It's just Skyrim.
the remastered Skyrim.
The-
Is it
vanilla.
remastered?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I hope so because otherwise they're playing like a 5-year-old game on
Yeah.
there.
Well, Nintendo's never been.
Yeah. What are they going to be like? We got Skyrim, guys.
Guys,
Well, the remastered one? No, the original.
we're getting Oblivion next
OG.
year.
Yeah, we got
Can't wait until we get to Morrowind.
Daggerfall's coming. But yeah, like I wonder how powerful this thing is actually going to be because no specs have been
Right.
released by it because it's just it just looks like a kind of thickish tablet, but
Yep. So the advantages are it's a dedicated gaming device, which like an iPad
yeah,
or other tablet is not. So it's probably got quite a good graphics chip. It's got a Tegra. It's got an NVIDIA Tegra, which is I think
Right.
which is a mobile processor.
yeah.
Um,
But when it's still up against the Xbox and PlayStation, and they just came.
Yes.
They're just talking about coming out with their upgraded versions.
Yes.
They're like, what is it, Xbox S or something, or
Pro and
Scorpion
Scorpio?
or- yeah.
So Nintendo's, I guess, advantage here is that you can play your console at home
On an
And then-
airplane.
and then
Yep.
and then you can take it off and you can go on your airplane,
Mhm.
private jet.
Or a basketball court.
But
Or basketball court.
that air flight has to be under 3 hours because I heard the battery only lasts 3 hours.
Yeah, so that's interesting to me. The big questions I have are like, how long is the battery life? How powerful is the chip? Like
Yeah.
what's the top end look like? How flimsy are those controllers? Does it have a touch screen? How easy is it to break?
Yep, these are all important things.
I am a little concerned because I like Nintendo, and I think
You're alone. Yeah, Nick. Yep.
you don't like Nintendo.
Not now.
Okay, so here's the thing about my opinion about Nintendo is they have the best games. Nintendo is the best game developer in the world, if you ask me.
Whoa.
Yes.
Oh, what about Rockstar?
Rockstar can eat my poo.
Oh,
Compared to Nintendo, Rockstar is garbage.
Really?
Yes,
Man.
because Rockstar makes the same 2 games.
Nintendo. How many
Mario.
Marios are there?
There's a lot of Marios, but you know what? They're all different.
Oh, they all look like
Yeah.
Mario to me.
So, like, have you played? So
Are you
they're
collecting
the
coins?
Galaxies.
Are you bouncing on? Are you smashing blocks?
Super Mario 64 was
Yeah.
hugely different to Super Mario World, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Super Mario Sunshine is pretty hugely different to Super Mario 64, right? Super Mario Galaxy is pretty hugely different to Super Mario Sunshine.
They
I
do
haven't
all
played
have
those,
jump
haven't
mechanics, man.
Yeah, they all have jump mechanics. Great. GTA all
Are
has
you, are, you
cars.
rescuing, are you rescuing a princess in the mall?
No.
Really? Which ones aren't you? Name 5.
Name 5 GTAs where you don't drive cars.
Red Dead.
What was that? Lost in the Dam
okay.
with bikes?
All right.
yeah.
So my point is, if you look at like Sonic,
Yep.
I think we may have even talked about this before. Sega keeps trying to reinvent Sonic, and it
Oh,
keeps
yeah.
getting worse
Yeah.
and worse.
Yeah.
Where Nintendo keeps reinventing Mario, and it keeps getting better and better.
It's true.
So they are to me the best game developer in the world because they are consistently creating like amazing, polished, and original game experiences, and they do it on their own hardware, so they really know what they're doing. The problem is when they do it on their own hardware, no one else makes anything on that hardware, and so when you're buying a Nintendo console, you're only buying it for the Nintendo games.
Yeah. That's been true since
Since GameCube, basically.
yeah.
The Wii sort of had an early
Yeah, that fell off real quick
influx,
though.
and then
Yeah.
I think
You'd be crazy
figured
to
it out.
play a third-party game on Wii.
yeah. In fact, I think the Wii kind of killed Nintendo's ability to do third parties.
Because they tried to bring it back with the Wii U, like Zombie U was shown off as a big
Right.
third-party thing,
Yeah,
and then they just had that, and that was
and
it.
they also had Bayonetta 2.
Oh yeah, actually that was a big deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then, like, what else can you name? Like, they had a Batman.
Yeah, they did have a Batman.
But then, like, if you have a look at the Nintendo games on there, like, they had
They had
Smash
that-
Brothers. They had,
They had that Batman game like 3 years after that Batman game came out.
yeah.
Maybe they're doing that with Skyrim again.
They had that shooting game that I forget the name of.
Splatoon?
Splatoon.
I think
yes.
that's them, isn't it? I thought they made
That's,
that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Nintendo has
Oh,
like
yeah.
amazing first party games.
Yeah.
And I would probably, it also depends on the price, right? If the Switch is cheap enough, I'll get
Sure.
a Switch specifically because Nintendo games are the best.
Well, yeah, I think like that's totally it. Like you're buying something to play Nintendo.
I want to play that Zelda game on the go.
Oh my
Zelda
gosh!
game.
I just want to play that Zelda game. I don't
That
care if it's on.
Zelda game looks
playing
so
on the
good.
go.
I have a Wii U now. I still haven't played it.
Yeah. Oh. Wait, which Zelda game?
Breath of the Wild.
Oh right. Oh
The one that's
you're
on
saying you
I
haven't played the Wii U
haven't
that you've
played
got.
the Wii U
Oh
yet.
man. What?
Well, we went on vacation
Yeah.
and then work started and then I just got
you
the-
should. Oh, dude, you should bring it into work and play that that chasing game. You know that one?
is the one where one of them's in a UFO and the other ones are hiding?
One person is hiding and they're on the tablet, and
Yeah.
everybody else is on couch
Oh.
co-op trying to find that person.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the mechanics they've done with like private versus public
Yeah.
viewing
Yeah.
angles.
But again, that's like Nintendo doing that. It's
Yep.
nobody else is really doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're very, very good with their own hardware.
Mm.
So in closing, Nintendo, you're great. Send me some games.
I mean, that's it. If the games are there, then people will buy it.
Yep.
And I really kind of want to play that Zelda game from what I saw of it.
Saveun, you gonna get it?
No.
Not. What about if that Zelda game is really good?
No.
Okay, what if they say we're putting GTA on the Switch? You can play GTA
It would be a
on the
shittier
go.
version of GTA.
If you could play GTA 5, let's say it's a direct port of GTA 5.
Mm-hmm.
You've
play it
already
on the
bought
go.
how many copies of GTA 5?
3.
Okay, so they're saying here's a fourth version.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one you can play on the go.
No, don't. I've played that game way too much now.
Okay, what if it's Red Dead Redemption 2?
It would be a crappier version. I don't think that
Are
hardware
you
is
talking
very good.
specifically visuals?
I'm
What if
talking
it
processing power.
controls beautifully, beautiful frame rate. It's just less, the resolution's a little worse.
No, I wouldn't buy a
Texture's
new
a little worse.
console to play a game that's coming out on a console that I already own. Does that make sense?
But you can play it outside.
Why would I go outside and play a
You
video
can-
game?
You can play it. You can sit upside down and play it,
Oh,
and the screen will also be upside down because you'll be holding it.
well, now, no, I
You could
would,
go horse
would
riding
never
and
get
play
that game
Red Dead
unless-
Redemption.
Yeah,
unless some new Rockstar game came out exclusively for that thing,
you could
Oh.
steal.
which probably wouldn't ever happen.
Yeah.
You could steal a car and then park it somewhere and play it in the stolen car.
I don't think that console is going to do well, Nick.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think. I don't know. I don't know anything, but I think it'll do better than the Wii U.
Here, my worry is they're now competing with themselves because
Yeah.
they've got the 3DS,
Yeah.
which is I think sort of a great piece of hardware. If
Yeah.
you ask me. And this is in a similar niche, but I guess the 3DS is old enough that they can sort of start doing that. But does this mean there's no sort of sequel to the 3DS? Is there no successor? Is this the successor?
Yeah, weird. I don't know. I mean, it'd be bad if it is because it's only supposedly a 3-hour long battery life.
Yeah, that's worrisome.
Hmm.
Um,
And it looks massive for a portable.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's not really like a portable game in the same way that a 3DS is.
Mm.
It's more like,
or like an iPad.
yeah, it's more like, oh, you want to take your, AAA game on the go with you, play it on the plane. Yeah, cool, and that's it.
Yeah, I think that whole idea of meeting up somewhere like in a public space and then playing a console is
Yeah.
very stupid. Especially
yes.
like
See, that's
with the
just-
internet. It's
That's
like-
just media marketing.
That
Why-
trailer had so much of that. Like
Yeah.
you saw the trailer,
Yeah.
right? And there were dudes playing basketball, and then they're like, "All right, now that we're finished playing basketball, let's get out our
Yeah.
switches and all
Everyone
play
brought their
basketball."
Switch, right?
Yeah.
hey guys,
Yes.
look, crowd around this
Let's
5-inch
go
screen or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Sit
right
under
around
this
this tiny little
table.
screen and playing basketball.
Yeah. and hold on to these really small like controllers.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, meh. Like,
That's not why.
actually, what I like about that is you can snap off the two controllers or you can have it be like one controller where you've got all these like multiple control mechanisms, or you can have two separate simple controllers for interesting simple multiplayer games.
Yeah.
That's actually exciting to me. I like that feature of it.
I think Nintendo was like had a little taste of success with the Wii, and they were like, we've got to capture that same success.
A
we
little
have to,
taste of success.
Yeah.
they're like, oh wow, we've got to redo that somehow.
I mean, they've been selling
these
Game
other
Boys
consoles.
for how long?
Oh yeah,
And our entertainment system was, 83 or whatever it was.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
It
you're,
didn't
you're
really
saying
blow
that
up like
the
the
Wii
Wii.
U just blew up like beyond what anybody thought. Like it was
Yeah.
everywhere.
Dude, I brought that because I thought it was going to be the last Nintendo console, and I was like, I want to put that on my wall.
Oh shit! And you can tell your grandkids.
And then it blew up, and then they've made another shittier console.
I think you're not their target demographic.
Yeah.
I think
That's
you're
true.
also the sort of person who, when you see a new control scheme, you go, "Oh, just give me my old joystick and D-pad."
Well, what do you think? Because that trailer sort of showed a more traditional, like Xbox looking controller,
I don't want to have
multiple.
controllers, yeah. But also, from a developer standpoint, you're like, we're going to have to accommodate both. It's going to take more resources.
The Xbox-ish looking controller has the same number of buttons, right?
As the two split.
Yeah, it will just be like a unified piece. It's
And they
probably
just won't
more
work.
comfortable to hold
Okay.
for longer periods of time.
Okay, so you're saying I can't play it on the go?
You could. Why wouldn't you be able to? You just plug it in.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Oh, you mean the Xbox style controller? Yeah, you can probably it's wireless, so that's why not. But then you've also got the clip-on controllers
Yeah.
that you can clip on and then make that a full controller, but less comfortable. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, it's interesting, I guess, and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's to me. So I think for Nintendo to recapture people's imagination, they had to do something kind of mind blowing. Or they to me they had two choices. They could play it safe and just make another console
Yeah.
in the ilk of PlayStation and Xbox, or they could try and blow people's minds with some new crazy piece of tech like the 3DS. And this sort of landed in the middle, and I'm like, I'm intrigued by the idea of playing Zelda somewhere if the battery life is long enough. That's awesome, but I'm real worried.
The thing is, how that trailer showed people going all over the place, going on planes and cars and stuff. How
Sitting on cars? What?
they were in cars,
Driving cars.
and playing it. It's super dangerous.
Yeah.
But how are you actually going to do that with it? Like, is that the reality of it? Because they're just showing that as like, oh, you could do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, I think you'd just pick it up and take it to your bedroom and then play it and then you fall asleep.
Oh, I'd play it if it had a long enough battery life, or if like the charger or whatever fit into whatever standard electrical port that you find on planes now. I would totally bring on a plane. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Yeah, I mean, if it's yeah, sure.
You put
Sure.
like the
Okay.
when he put that little kickstand down and put it on the little table there, and was like.
But
playing.
I mean, you
first
have...
of all, he had way more leg room than you actually have. But like when it was on a little like fold out table.
Yeah,
that looks great. I would have loved to have my own gaming experience. When you go on a plane now,
don't you have like
there's
portable devices though? Like you already have these things. You can play
like what?
Tablet, phone.
Yeah, but those okay.
But they don't have AAA games.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
Tell me what game I'm playing on that, because if you can tell me what game is going to hold
You're
my
playing
interest
Pokemon Go.
on a plane. Oh no, there's no Pokestops for 8,000 miles.
What if the plane is a Pokestop?
Oh great, one Pokestop for 8,000 miles.
You get all the rare flying types.
It's been a while since you played Pokemon Go, huh?
Yeah, it's been ages. Yeah. You get so many Pidgeys.
So when at night rolls around, Zubats.
No, what are you playing? Hearthstone.
Yeah, but then you need internet.
They have Wi-Fi, don't they?
Sometimes you usually have to pay for it. But like,
well, tap whatever you're playing.
So that's the problem. Like most phone games and tablet games are fun for like 15, 20 minutes, or they require like a sustained internet connection.
Right.
There are not very many like sit down, have a great experience for like 4 hours tablet and phone games. And this has that potential because it is, a Nintendo console that you can take with you. That's the big selling point, but it needs to actually sort of be able to last long enough that if I don't have an outlet near me, I can play for a satisfying amount of time.
Wii U couldn't do that, right? I heard somebody took a Wii U on their thing and had to plug stuff in. And
could do some stuff with the Wii U controller. I don't know how much. Anyway, let's talk about Red Dead.
Yep.
I think we've milked that 3-minute trailer as much as we can. Now time to milk out a 1-minute trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What'd you think of it, Nick?
It's beautiful looking.
It's got better grass than The Witcher. I'll give it that.
I'm much more interested in it than I think I am in any other GTAs because I am a fan of sort of open world foraging. Right? I love Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't like survival games, which you said last
Yeah.
Last time you were like, I don't like survival games, but you like foraging.
Yeah. I don't like having to. I feel like I need to forage every 5 minutes, or I'm gonna die.
You want the ability to forage, but you don't want.
I want to forage on my own terms.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't want the game to tell you when to forage.
Exactly.
Yeah, you tell the game when you
That's
want to
right.
forage. Yeah.
If I see a rabbit, I want the option to skip killing the rabbit.
Yep.
I don't want to have to feel like if I don't kill the rabbit, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
What do you think, Blake?
Dude, I'm into it because I didn't play Red Dead
Mm-hmm.
at all because it didn't come to PC.
Yeah, you're gonna have a console by then.
I'm going to have a console by then, or if it goes to PC, I'll just get it on the superior platform there.
I think if anything, it'll probably come out later, like a year later on PC.
Yeah, like GT, yeah.
And I think it's got more likelihood of going on PC because of the online promise.
Right, yeah. I don't know then. Now you're making me think maybe I should wait
that
a
will
year.
be like a year. Oh, yeah, okay. If you're willing to wait.
Get all those mods.
Oh, yeah, those Red Dead mods.
Red Dead mods. You get a car.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, I'm into it. Yeah, I'm keen on it because I've never really played a I've never really played a Western type game like that at all.
Yeah, they weren't really too big. I can't think of any other Western games.
Fallout New Vegas had that vibe, a Western vibe. But
Red Dead Revolver.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, sure.
There were a few others. There was one called Call of Juarez.
Oh
pretty
yeah, I
terrible.
heard that was actually really good.
No.
No,
No.
What was the one where there was one where, or maybe it was a sequel to it where it was like a story, an unreliable narrator type thing, and you would go into like a gunfight or something. You'd go into some sort of like event thing, and then the narrator would say, "Oh, well, actually, there were, it was different. It was a pack of I don't know.
Well, there wasn't 5 guys or 3 guys.
Well, or there was 50 guys or something
Right.
like that. Yeah. And it would change while you were in the middle of fighting.
Yeah, I don't know what that one is.
I heard good things about that.
It might have been a Call of Juarez. All I know is I played some version of it a long time ago, and I was like, "This is terrible."
No, there was. I do remember hearing there was one version that was pretty bad.
Okay.
Real bad.
dude, you're an artist. What do you think of the visuals, like of Red Dead?
They look good. I like them. I mean, you've already
feel like-
told me that you.
I feel like you've made up your mind already.
Yeah.
Saveun.
Oh, dude, I knew I was gonna buy whatever Rockstar put out. If they put out a table tennis game, I would have brought 3 copies of it.
They did.
3 copies.
No, like a newer one.
Okay.
I don't know. It looks cool. Like I'll have to actually play it and see because it showed the little cities, I guess, or town.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they're packed with like we were saying on that last podcast, like trash everywhere, and it feels lived in.
Dude, did you see that? They have that one shot of the general store,
Yeah.
and it's got like a little ramp. That
Yeah,
goes up to it.
yeah. I mean that's the thing. If they
Wow,
can make
ramp technology finally.
But they've
they got
also
wheelchair access.
But but it actually looks lived in.
Yeah.
People are just sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah, that's
like
that's
the
the
good
thing.
old
That's,
Western.
that's what'll get me. If it looks lived in, it feels lived in, it feels organic, and that like the towns feel like they naturally grew out from whatever, then I'm into it. Yeah.
I think, I think it's going to be awesome. Well, they haven't really said too much,
Yeah.
but it looks like the animals kill each other,
That's cool.
like an actual animal hierarchy type thing.
Yeah, that's cool. I
I
like
mean,
that.
World of Warcraft had that.
Did they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. They
What,
did.
what do they do?
They had wolves that would kill rabbits.
Yeah,
But-
they had behaviors where.
But also World of Warcraft
critters.
looked really shit. How was the kill animation? Was it just like
It was World of Warcraft. I mean,
Did-
They
you
did
can't
their
compare
attack
those,
animation,
like-
and then the thing played its death animation.
it was like a swipe, 100 points go up into the air,
yeah.
and then the thing fades out? Is that how
Well-
it killed things?
They had death animations.
Okay.
Have you ever played World of Warcraft?
No.
Okay, well,
I mean, it's probably one of the most successful games of all time.
Oh,
I
I've
think.
seen it.
Like-
It looks like garbage.
they didn't spend any money on that thing. Ugh. What are they trying to make it run on as many platforms as possible?
But did
Terrible lods.
did you see the that dog in the trailer? No. Okay.
I
Fine.
don't think I did.
Okay, I'll stop talking about it.
I've watched it twice, and you said you've seen it twice today. So
Yeah.
Okay, so Vern, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Let's say the game is the most beautiful game you've ever seen. But every 10 seconds while you're holding the controller, you get an electric shock.
Yep.
Good game or great game?
Great game.
is it a shockingly good game? Yeah. What kind of question is that?
I just feel like Saveun has all. It doesn't matter what
I'm all in.
Rockstar does.
Yeah.
I think you're blinded by the name. There's like brand recognition there, and you
They've
don't
never
really-
let me down, man.
What about Chinatown Stories?
I haven't played that game. Wasn't that a mobile game?
I thought that was
It was on 3DS.
wasn't that quite good?
Oh,
was fine.
there you go.
Or maybe it's just DS.
I mean, it was a throwback to GTA 1 and 2
yeah,
with modern stuff.
yeah, it was fine. Like
Yeah.
I played a little bit of it. I've got it somewhere. I've never finished a GTA game, and I've never felt compelled to finish like a GTA game. I'm impressed from the technological standpoint, and I'm impressed from like the sort of world building standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
But the gameplay, I think, just bores me to tears eventually. Like
Every other game.
well, no, every other game doesn't follow the same gameplay loop for almost every single mission. Like GTA's gameplay loop is almost always talk to the guy, go to point B, either by car or by foot, then drive somewhere, follow someone, kill some guy, run away from the cops, mission complete.
Yep. A fetch quest is
you-
what you
But
described.
that's the same quest every and
Tell
they
me,
take you to do
tell me, The
locations.
Witcher doesn't have that. Like
The
what
Witcher,
open world
you,
game doesn't have that?
You activate your Witcher sense, and then you see some red glowing stuff, and you follow it, and then you might see some other red glowing stuff, and then you follow that,
And then you kill it.
and then you kill a monster,
Yeah.
and that's The Witcher.
Like that loop is a staple
right. But then like they don't do enough to change that loop up for me.
in Grand Theft Auto
GTA 5 is
with the heists.
GTA 5 is really good. Like that one's most impressive to me. I still haven't finished it. That one actually does have quite a lot more to do and a lot more mission variety. But ultimately, you still end up sort of spending a lot of time driving to missions.
Well, if you, I mean,
That's
you
the
can. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I kind of agree with Saveun that you can boil down any game to anything. Like Battlefield 1, you just shoot people.
Yeah.
All you do is shoot people.
Yep.
Boring.
It's a point and click.
Yeah. You might as well be playing Myst.
It's true, but I think there's a little more engagement there than like traveling. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
sure.
Like a lot of GTA is traveling.
Yeah.
Right.
But they do a pretty damn good job to make the environment that you're traveling through good.
And they also have those mini missions on the way and stuff.
But you could sort of say, okay, if all of those buildings were just big gray boxes, am I having a different experience?
This is the designer.
Why would you?
Here.
Yeah, why would you not
This is
look
us.
at what it is and appreciate it for what it is
Me and
instead of
Saveun are looking, going, oh wow, look at how realistic. Look at all this trash. Look at all these pedestrians, and you're just like, these might as well be grey blocks.
Yep. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
Yeah.
why are you even playing video games?
I ask myself that sometimes as well.
But no, I understand. I can see what you mean. Like, you would like something to be more engaging from going from point A to point B.
Often there's very little. I feel like there's very little character advancement or gameplay advancement between the very first time you start the game and the time you finish the game. Like
In
maybe
Grand Theft Auto?
there might be more cars on the road for you to steal, and there might be more guns in your inventory, which you rarely use. Like that's another thing where you have a lot of stuff that you just kind of. They're layers that you don't. They're just superfluous layers, I think. Like, and they're sort of shallow and like. So you get a rocket launcher and a Molotov cocktail and a machine gun, and then you still find that when you are like being pursued by the cops, you just run away. like
what would you rather have?
Want to go on trial, and then you have to build a case.
I don't know. That's the thing. I think they've sort of designed themselves into a corner where they've got this open world environment, and as a result of how open the world is, and how much tech is going into making sure it stays cohesive, they can't give the player much freedom to mess with it in a real sense. When you look at a game like Saints Row, like Saints Row 3 or whatever it was, Saints Row the Third, they let you go completely crazy with what you could do with your character, right?
Okay.
And that's like that's the extreme example where you're like running crazy fast and you can hurl cars and you can climb buildings. And like Crackdown had like huge freedom of movement and you could like slingshot to buildings. And,
Well, they're going in the, like, because GTA is such a, like, powerhouse in that sort of
Yeah.
that type of game. Other games have gone in the opposite
Yes.
direction. You know,
Yes,
they've gone more crazy, where
Yes.
GTA has gone more real.
Yes. Yep. And I think I would prefer for them to be a little more experimental with what, like,
Yeah,
so if we look at what Vice City, I think, introduced, like, actual, no, maybe it was GTA 3. One of them introduced basically stats behind the scenes, where your character actually got more stamina for running. And so these are some, like, character progression elements that are neat, but then sort of shallow, right?
Oh, dude, I completely agree with you that Grand Theft Auto is shallow.
Yeah, so then, like, that's my problem, is I
It's
I
awesome.
have fun for maybe 10 hours, right?
that's still
Which-
a good amount of time.
Is it, though? Because that's 20% of the game. I don't know. I might be in the minority here.
I'm just okay when you talk about when I say animals actually kill each other,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, well, Warcraft does that.
Yeah.
What exactly does it do? What can you walk me through the steps of what
Sure.
happens in that?
There's a wolf
Mm-hmm.
and there's a rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
And they get within a certain radius of each other. The wolf aggroes on the rabbit, runs over to the rabbit, attacks the rabbit. Rabbit dies.
And what happens to the rabbit? Does it just fade out?
No, it does a death animation and then lies there.
Well,
Well,
what happens to the
it
wolf?
fades out eventually.
What happens to the wolf?
The wolf
Just
goes
walks
back
off.
to its pattern of movement, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If I happen to attack the wolf
Yeah.
as it attacked the bunny rabbit, what would happen?
It'll aggro on you.
And so it starts to attack you.
Yeah.
And then the rabbit goes free.
Yeah.
Like, what
What was actually happening behind the scenes is, like, the wolf says there's an enemy in the radius. I aggro on it. I use my attack. I deal damage to the rabbit. Rabbit has 1 hit life, so the rabbit dies.
There's a scene in that Red Dead trailer where a fox is like stalking. It looks like a pigeon or something.
That's an
or a
awesome
raccoon
detail.
Or something.
Great detail. It's good. What does it do for my gameplay?
Really, you don't think just watching that is entertaining?
Oh, it is. Oh, sure. But-
Well, I mean, so was like I used to enjoy watching the wolves in World of Warcraft and attack the rabbits.
Yeah, there's lots of little
cool,
neat
yeah.
details to watch in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, that's what I love that level
Yeah.
of fidelity.
Yeah,
And
you're-
so I'm
I
just
mean,
saying
yeah.
I like seeing that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But you're saying it makes the world feel more alive, especially when what you're saying is that wolf was like stalking the rabbit. So there was like a little more, I don't know, AI or something in there than just like target attack.
So what actually, now that I think about it, what I really want. So look, they do a great job making the world feel alive, like Blake said. But then they don't give you a lot to do in that world. Whereas if I looked at, like, a game like Skyrim, where there is just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of points of interest in the world. If Skyrim had that level of detail that, like, Red Dead Redemption is probably going to have, where like you can watch animals tracking other animals. In fact, I think they do this a little bit, but not quite to the same extent.
It was like, what, 5 years ago now?
Yeah, but I would love to play like a rogue type character and, like, watch the wolf tracking its prey, and then wait until the wolf kills its prey, and then I kill the wolf, and then I get both.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that would be a cool gameplay element.
Yeah,
And then
I agree.
then I can go and take the wolf pelt and make some armor and open a treasure chest and fight a goblin. That's what I want out of a GTA.
Just fight a goblin.
I want to fight a goblin.
I think like I might be wrong about this, but GTA has doors that you can't go into, right?
some doors. Yeah,
Like,
well, actually, a
On
large
the-
majority
on
of
the
them.
street. Yeah. Maybe that is like part of your issue with it. As
yeah,
well,
that's
right?
that's true. It is all surface level detail. It's all like, cool. Look at all these buildings. Can't get any of them.
Yeah. Whereas like Skyrim, if there's a door, there's a high chance that you can get in there.
Yeah, I don't think they really do doors that you can't get into.
Yeah. I mean, they'll do ones that are locked, but if you have a high enough lockpick level,
Yeah,
you'll
but
be able to get in
again,
there.
I'm pretty sure they'll probably use like the same 20 textures or something for every environment.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, yeah, I broke into this
A
house
little bit more than 20, but yeah.
across the landscape, and it looks exactly the same as this other guy. Oh, he's actually got the same bed too. It's made out of
Well, yeah, they've all
sticks.
got the same. Everyone. I mean, whoever is manufacturing those beds is making a killing in
Yeah.
Skyrim.
Yeah,
It's just they're the
freaking
only
Monopoly.
source.
I don't know. That,
Monopoly,
I mean, it's not
right?
like every car is unique in GTA.
a lot of them are
Not
very.
like every horse is unique in
They're different
Red Dead
colours, man.
Yeah, but
Redemption.
GTA, like you can get away, like that's less obvious because every car in the world is, you know, people manufacture the same
Sure.
types of cars.
There's only one kind of wood.
Yeah,
Apparently in Skyrim.
yeah, there is
It's all-
kind of yeah.
There's a scene in that. Okay, I will just say one thing. There's like a scene in that trailer where there's a dead dog.
Yeah.
There's vultures eating at it,
Okay.
and there's another dog.
Yeah.
That's trying to bark at these vultures to scare it away. That scene looks incredible. Like it's the mankest looking dog. These vultures are eating it. Probably its friend. There's even another vulture kind of trying to scare away the
But
dog.
here's the question: is that like
A scripted moment.
Yeah, is that a scripted moment?
Yeah, I was looking at that trailer going, how much of this is like camera panning through gameplay and how much of this is a cinematic that we're going to see?
Yeah, who knows? I'm hoping it's a thing that just plays out randomly, and
mean,
that
that
there
would
are
probably-
hundreds of other missions. Well, scenes like that will play out.
I am excited because Red Dead is the one that has you picking flowers and skinning animals.
Mhm.
And
It sounds like you like it because it's the closest to Skyrim.
yeah, pretty much.
I was actually saying at work, like this is Rockstar's version of like The Witcher. It's
Dude,
the
I
most
was thinking
RPG
that as
like
well,
thing
yeah.
on the planet.
It's pretty good. I'll probably like it.
If Rockstar just said, okay, now we're doing a hardcore RPG,
Oh man,
I would be very, very interested
Mm.
To see how they do it mostly and
Mhm.
see if they can do it. But
yeah, that would.
Dude, I'd be
That would be
excited for that too,
interesting.
man. If they were like, look, we think we've established worlds, we're gonna take it to space or something.
Space. Oh man,
that's
Or
not
anything.
that's not at all what I'm saying.
but just like something that required a high level of imagination.
yeah, yeah.
Establishing an entirely new
Well,
world.
more
that
like
kind of thing.
I want to see them do something that requires like sound, game, and system design.
Okay,
Like
like a
something that-
Skyrim game
yeah,
with magic
yeah, exactly,
and no repercussions for
goblins
using it. Yeah.
and dwarven weapons.
Yeah.
like that's the thing though. There is big money in making up your own like universe. You know.
Yep.
Like the
World
Elder
building,
Scrolls
yep.
and
Yeah, but that's expensive.
yeah, exactly. But I mean,
And they all look
Rockstar
like
can do
garbage,
it.
too.
Rockstar could do it. Like,
Sure.
haven't they kind of done that? Like, don't all the GTAs exist in the same universe?
Yeah, but they're based on like reality.
Yeah, if there's a
So it's like,
Yeah, but I mean,
we're making a chair. We'll just look at catalogs. It's not a thing of
yeah,
yeah, GTA 5 is there's a pier, I forget what it's called, the place with the big Ferris wheel,
I forgot it.
and it is a shot for shot recreation of Santa Monica Pier in
Oh,
LA.
right.
And I remember because I've been to Santa Monica Pier a few times, and I was playing through the game and I found the pier and I'm like, oh, I've been here.
Oh, wow.
And I like looked, I found it on Google Maps and I lined
Yeah.
up my TV and the
Whoa.
Google Maps image and I was like,
I've always wanted that feeling in a video game,
eerie.
but like,
Dude,
never...
and you haven't played Grand Theft Auto.
No, and I'm never gonna have that feeling in Grand Theft Auto because I've never been to.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Any
Oh, you
American
want
city.
people to make
they want
an
GTA Auckland.
Yes, yes, I do.
Oh my gosh, a Sky Tower.
Because I get that. Yeah.
Dude, the public transport sucks. You can't buy guns or anything.
No, you can't.
People are just stabbing people.
The police are like, hey, come back here. No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Prostitution is legal though, so I mean, that's less fun, I guess.
Public healthcare.
Yeah.
That would be funny to see a utopian version of GTA in a much nicer city where there's not that much crime.
What in like Toronto?
Yeah. GTA Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
All right.
How we doing?
Well, let's answer a question.
Yeah.
How about that?
I've got. Before we do that, I've got a little something.
Oh, not clown shit.
We
Is
got
it-
clown news.
Oh,
God.
fuck.
We got more
Damn
clown
it.
news. Everyone's been waiting for it.
Stop dressing up like clowns, people. All right, hit us.
So there were a dozen schools in New York that were threatened on social media by clowns, and they had letters sent home to the parents warning them to be on the lookout for clowns and stuff, and assuring the parents that the school is doing everything they can to keep the kids safe and stuff like that. One school in Australia got shut down because of a clown threat. And also in New Zealand, there was in Dunedin there was a teenager girl in her home, like home alone, and her house was getting stalked by clowns. Three clowns. One of them had an axe, and the other two had knives, and they're like shouting through the window, saying that we're going to kill you. Right. That's like beyond a joke. That's not even funny at that point. That's actually like kind of assault.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've heard like kind of a real bummer that like criminals, are going out committing crime and they're putting on clown masks because of all this like craziness. Yeah. So they're
so
just
in
like,
right now.
Yeah, it's so in right now. They're just like, oh, we're gonna let's go and like rob this place or whatever. Oh, we'll put clown mask on.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a. It's not all bad news though.
Oh. Okay.
It's not all bad news. In Mexico, there was a clown convention, like their 21st or something annual clown convention.
Which, by the way, I can't think of a more nightmarish place to be than a clown convention.
I looked up video of it, and it looked pretty happy.
Okay.
A lot of balloons.
Yeah, a lot of balloons. Everyone, like, no killer clowns. Unless they were really good at like blending in. But yeah, they had a little march, kind of thing for against these killer clowns.
They're giving clowns a bad name.
Yeah, because they're giving clowns a bad name. It's like damaging their business.
Mm-hmm.
It's like suddenly if people started dressing up as game developers and like scaring school children.
Game developers already do that. I mean,
well, only through our games. So.
Well, also
like
just,
GTA, those murder simulators.
Jeez. All right. So anyway, there's this clown convention.
Yeah. So this clown convention, and then they were marching.
They did a march.
They didn't do the hashtag Clown Lives Matter though.
Okay, good.
They were much more.
Do they have
do
they have a hashtag?
I didn't see a hashtag. I didn't. Yeah. But the big news, and this is it. Is that there is someone in England dressing up as Batman to fight the killer clowns.
Oh.
And he's chasing after these killer clowns. And he has his own Facebook page. And people send messages to him saying, I saw a killer clown in this area. And he's off. He's out of his Batcave and heading towards to track down this killer clown. It's great.
No.
It's amazing.
This makes me so sad.
And kids are sending him like thank you letters and stuff on Facebook saying that, you're making the town safe. It's great.
All right. Well,
clown news.
Just stop dressing up like clowns, people. It's fine. Why? If you dress up like a clown, email us and tell us why. Email us at friendsyquestions@gmail.com. Tell us why you like to dress up like a clown. We'll tell you why you're wrong.
If you want to tell us why you dress up as Batman and fight the clowns.
We have one emailed in question, but it's very, very long, and looks like it'll cause a discussion longer than we have time for because I have to go to a place. So we'll have to say that for next week.
You gotta get your clown costume ready, and
I have to go scare some kids.
Dress as a game developer.
The hours in which they're coming out of school are very specific. I gotta be outside holding a knife across the street. Like you can't just come over at 4:30 and expect to scare some kids.
Yeah, gotta be punctual.
Yeah. All right, so if tell us about your clown sightings at Front Seat Cast on Twitter, or go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/frontseatcast, and tell us what you thought of the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer and why Saveun's wrong.
Wrong? What?
Yeah, I don't know. Why not?
I heard it's not very good.
Frontseatgamer.wordpress.com is our WordPress site. We've got some comments on there. We like it.
Yep, it's great.
Keep sending them. And tell us about what you think of the Nintendo Switch. We'd like to hear what you think.
Mm-hmm.
You can rate us on iTunes and tell your friends about the podcast. This is what it says in front of me. You should tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
And then tell us specifically which friends you told so that we can call them out on the podcast. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to say,
Frank.
Jerry. Listen to the podcast, Jerry. Okay, we'll be back in a few weeks. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Shall we read it out as part of the audio test?
Mm-hmm.
Because I assume we don't want to read.
Oh,
this
you've
out.
already
Well,
filtered some shit.
I thought it'd be cool to read it out on the thing. Come on, man.
It's long.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
We
5,
can read it out
6.
now, and then I'll
Is-
splice it in.
Okay.
Okay, this is from. Should I read out the name?
Mhm.
Okay, this is from Brandon. As someone who might call himself a connoisseur of rare Pepes, like the whole thing of calling them racist is a bit absurd. Pepe memes revolve around adding new text and graphics to keep them rare. This inevitably means someone could do something offensive / racist with them, but that doesn't make Pepe a racist meme. Language can be racist if someone uses it in a racist way, but I would hardly call the entirety of language racist because a few use it to that end. It's ultimately just a problem of Pepe memes live by the addition of new images / text with them, and the new text / images can be used in racist ways like all language. Well, no. I mean,
Whoa.
Oh, man.
4chan actually went out of their way to start associating Pepe with racist ideology in response to like Katy Perry posting them. They do this all the time. They love memes until they go mainstream, and then they make the mainstream meme users look horrible by retroactively.
But is it
changing what
really
the meme
working?
is
Because
about.
if I see a Pepe, if I see sad frog, I'm not going to go, that frog is racist.
No, but if you Google Pepe Twitter,
Yeah, which I'll do right now.
yeah, or you could even like probably Google some like very specific.
Wait, this is a soccer player. Official Pepe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a rare Pepe right there.
The soccer guy. Hashtag Pepe. Oh. There he is.
Oh my god.
He's
Wait.
looking pretty racist there.
What language is that?
Middle Eastern.
Let me have a look here. Well, so yeah, those right. That's the SS. You see, I mean, this is
that's all Nazi stuff.
yeah. So
But he's
I
looking
think
swole.
he is Pepe is looking swole.
he's bulked up.
Drain the swamp is oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, it's World of Warcraft.
Yeah, this is sort of what happens when it goes mainstream. Is you got the people who are just doing the mainstream thing, and then you've got
Jeez.
yeah.
Make America Great Again. That's what it stands for.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So, the original Pepes were not at all tied to any sort of ideology.
No, he's just a sad frog.
He was the feels good man frog.
Jesus.
So I rest my case.
Yeah, they're getting.
Oh yeah, but he's racist now.
Yeah. He wasn't. No, he didn't start off as a racist. The better analogy would be more like
Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
It was a hit job. He's been.
Yeah.
well, it's like
been
saying
desecrated.
it's like saying Tom Sawyer was never intended to be racist, but times have changed and
Yeah, but that's nobody then went out of their way to make him extra
no,
racist.
this is true. That's not even a good analogy. There's not really a good analogy that I can think
It's
of.
just
It's
like
more.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
4chan being 4chan.
It's just they're tearing down something because people started using it too much.
Yeah, and they didn't. They didn't like that.
Yeah, it's like this is
they're
our thing. If we
huge
can't
superstars.
have it just to ourselves, no one can, and
Right.
we're gonna make it racist now.
And now we're gonna make Katy Perry look like an idiot for
Yeah.
for quote unquote using a racist meme.
So wait, she used it?
I've heard Katy Perry use. I don't know who else, but it's
So-
sort of mainstream now. So
Harambe is getting pretty big.
Mhm.
Is he next?
I don't know. That one's already weird because of its dicks out for Harambe,
Yeah,
which is sort of hard to like go mainstream.
swastika is out for Harambe.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna depend on sort of what direction it continues to go in. It's sort of already going in a bad direction, so it's hard to swing that mainstream.
Yeah.
All right, should we give it a listen? See how we sound?